Halsey. This is called Lucky. Okay, a song by Halsey, a story by Halsey, directed by Gia Coppola. Man, that likeness on her is fantastic. Wow. Kimmy, you requested this? Kimmy, is this heavy? Am I feeling that vibe? Is this a little heavy? Man, they did a good job with that. I'm so lucky. I'm a star, but I cry in my lonely heart, thinking if there's nothing missing in my life, then why do these tears come at night? And I thought I'd changed so much, nobody will notice it, and no one did. Wow. Then I left the doctor's office full of tears. Became a single mom at my premiere. Wow. Haven't you heard? Did you see that? Hold on. Wow. Watch this transition here. This says 1,000 words. Haven't you heard? If that doesn't say so much between real life struggle and having to throw on that mask, oof, it's palpable. Ooh, man, you weren't kidding. This has got some meat to it. Wow. So I was admittedly a little confused at first because the very beginning it said a song by Halsey, story by Halsey, directed by Gia Coppola. And a lot of you were saying that this was inspired by, well, at first you were saying it was a cover of a Britney Spears song, but as it progressed, it seemed like the clarity came, and it's not like it's inspired by a Britney song, but the chorus is what Halsey saved. Yes, the chorus is Britney, and the rest of the story is Halsey's story. Okay, I just want to make sure I got that right. Lucky. Really, really well done. So I think I misjudged at first, and it took me a second to realize it, but I thought this was supposed to be a young her, but that wouldn't make sense with the posters of herself as an adult on the wall. 'Cause I'm so lucky, I'm a star, but I cry. Although I wonder how much of it is also representative of the young and up-and-coming generation that she might also be talking to in a way. She told Britney on Twitter that she was inspired by Spears' story and she was always a fan, so made this song in dedication for her, but also how it influenced her and her own life. Wow. The fan idolizing her when in reality they're only seeing one side. This is from her album The Great Impersonator. Halsey conceived it as a confessional concept album, believing it would be her last project after being diagnosed with lupus and a T-cell lymphoproliferative disorder. It contains reflections about Halsey's personal struggles with life and death. Wow. See, I did not know that. I did not know that that was what she had going on. Wow. Well, that brings a whole different level of imagery. Huh. Wow. Look at the. See, this is something I always comment on, and it's used in the same fashion each time, but it adds a nice touch, which is here we have her as the celebrity in her ridiculous outfit. And I think that's what it's supposed to be. It's not only supposed to be ridiculous, but like glam and glitter, but also very naked, very raw, like how you would feel out there. But notice the widescreen aspect ratio. Exposed. Yes, thank you. But when we cut to the scenes of the younger person, notice it goes to that 4:3 ratio. It cuts it in. It makes it more of like a homemade home video kind of feel. But then also I think it's interesting that, if she's on the floor doing her homework or whatever, writing a letter, we also have the shot of the dollhouse in the back, which I think says a lot. And I really do wish that I knew who this is supposed to be. I don't know if it's her being younger or if it's just talking to younger generations.
Heard it's from the drugs she ate, and I feel her, but I can't relate, cause I never end up in that state. A girl like that is a mother.
Well, right, the screen size would imply the past as if it's a younger her, but again, I go back to the intro where the girl was. There were Halsey posters on the room. So that would lead me away from the fact that it's not her. I'm just not sure. And this parallel here also would lead me to believe that it is about her as a younger version. The fan has no idea that she's struggling too. That's interesting.
I spend my money, but I hope that you stay with me. 'Cause I'm so lucky. I'm a star, but I cry, cry, cry in my lonely heart, thinking if there's no.
See, this parallel back and forth again leads me into it's a younger her in some way. Letting her younger fans know they don't know the whole story. Yeah. Wow. And then somebody said the hospital footage was actually real footage. Oh, this was such a shot.
No one did.
Wow.
Then I left the doctor's office full of tears. Became a single mom at my premiere.
Wow.
And I told everybody I was fine for a whole damn year. And that's the biggest lie of my career.
Wow.
And I told everybody I was fine for a whole damn year. And that's the biggest lie of my career.
Man, if that's not a friggin' sledgehammer. And again, like this, the way that this is done is perfect because, one example, after she says that line, we have a pause. That pause gives you a moment to feel what she just said. If they don't have that, it doesn't have the same impact.
And I told everybody I was fine for a whole damn year. And that's the biggest lie of my career. There's nothing missing.
See, this too. That girl has an absolute likeness to her. They found a girl that looks like a young Halsey. Same bridge, older, aspect ratio. That is perfect. I'm so lucky.
Haven't you heard?
See, this part too makes me wonder. If I were to interpret this scene right here, given the context of everything we just discussed and the visuals that are in this video, this is the theory that I would say. The little girl is her. And this girl has her whole life ahead of her. When they showed the dollhouse, it's symbolic of the stereotypical quintessential life that one will have as they get older and the usual dream that everybody talks about, generally speaking. She looks at her almost like it's, I wish I still had your hope. I wish I still had that feeling of nothing can stop me. I will live forever. And that's the way it's going to be. Yeah. So when we cut to this scene at the end, it's almost like Halsey is saying that girl doesn't exist anymore.
Haven't you heard?
It's almost like she's having to face reality that we will all pass one day. That we don't feel like we have our whole lives ahead of us anymore. Every single year that goes on, you're reminded again of, oh, I'm on the downhill now. Oh, I don't have my whole life ahead. You know, we feel that way. Yeah, she wishes she still had that innocence. Yeah. Looking back at a version of yourself you have to say goodbye to. The fact that she knew she would lose fans because they didn't want to hear this kind of story. Yeah, I think both of those things could be true. I do. And she did. Yeah, see, this is the reality of life, of fame, of celebrities. You know, when we talk about some of these artists that we love, it's easy for us to sit here and say, oh, well, I don't care what they're going through. Like, I would want them to be happy. I want them to love who they want to love. I want them to take breaks when they need to. If they stop, they stop. I'll be crushed, but I want them to be happy. There's a good chunk of fans that will say that. They legitimately, authentically, genuinely want their artists that they love to be happy. Because just like we saw in the Coldplay video with Dick Van Dyke, we understand that these people have brought us an unbelievable amount of joy. And we want them to have the same thing. But if I'm being honest, I think that we might be the minority. We might be a very loud vocal minority, but I think the majority of fans are very by the wind and casual, and that's fine. But the moment a celebrity can start to get personal or vulnerable or human in some way, it's very easy for people to say, shut your mouth, I don't care, entertain me. Now, they're not that aggressive about it, but they disappear really quick because, like, hey, you make a lot of money. Your life is super easy. I don't care. Just do it. I think that's the harsh reality of it. And yeah, life as a celebrity or life as idols, you're meant to be seen as perfect in a way. You know, you can't make mistakes. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't be seen like this. God. But I mean, they're people like everybody else. But that requires logical thinking. That takes mature thinking, and not everybody is capable of that, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good point, Perry. It's so clever, Halsey using Britney's song. Isn't she so lucky she's a star? Yeah, you only know a piece of the story. Yep. People forget that they are human beings. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it's easy to look at these people and say because they have this or because they do this or they don't do this, life must be an absolute breeze. But I think it just comes with different challenges. Money doesn't solve everything. It helps, but it also comes with its own challenges. And this video, I think, is a great example of the fact that you just never know what somebody's battling, you know? This is why we always say look out for each other. We still have a long journey ahead of us. We do. And regardless of what my struggles might be and your struggles might be and Halsey's struggles might be, I think it's safe to say that every single person on this giant floating space rock has their struggles. They have their challenges. We have our good days and we have our bad days. But regardless, we still do have a very long journey ahead of us.